Thank you for joining us. Jones Intercable Sports presents for you this evening IHSA Regional Basketball action. Tonight from Larkin High School, we have the #1 seed Larkin Royals versus the #15 seed McHenry Warriors. And quickly, Paul, what's going to be the key to this ball game?
Well, I think if you're a McHenry Warrior fan, it's to try to slow the game down and control the tempo of the ball game. Try to get the outside shots or any shot that's available and try to keep David Binion off the boards. If you're the Larkin Royals, run, run, run. They got here to the dance with the run. They'll go out with the run.
And we expect to see a lot of action, a lot of running up and down the court, and it should be a good ball game, and we're just about ready for the tip. Not a capacity crowd on hand here at Larkin High School. Binion wins the tip, and Hornock sets the offense. Hornock to Schuler. Palmer, and the three isn't there. And here comes McHenry. Stacy Dadian looking for some help. Dribbles right, looks inside. Nice inside move. And number 51, Tom Wagner, gets McHenry on the board. Brown inside. Hits the short jumper, and he's out of the chute early, just as he was in the last game we did against DeKalb.
And that ball game, Larkin really ran all over DeKalb in that first quarter. Let's see if they can do that tonight against the struggling McHenry ball club.
Dadian forced the pass. Brown's on a breakout, and he gets the layup. David Binion will get the assist on that fast break bucket, and some pressured defense by the Royals.
Foul's going to be called on number 32, Hornock. That's his first, team's first.
And McHenry will inbound. Frank Muse set to get it in. Andy does to Boland. Almost a minute and a half gone by in this first period. Wagner up top. Inside in the lumber, and it's knocked loose. And Hornock controls, pushes. Brown and the quick hands by Stacy Dadian knocked the ball out of bounds. The Royals retain possession.
Larkin defensively doing the same thing we saw against DeKalb, that of stepping in the passing lanes and not allowing an inside shot.
Inside to Binion. Nice pass, good ball movement, and Brown gets the bucket.
And they collapsed around Binion. Brown wide open from the right side.
Lets the outside jumper fly, misses badly. Palmer with the board, and the Royals are running. Sloppy pass, but Brown gathers and scores. And so far, McHenry trying to come with a straight 3-2 zone defense.
And Brown has all 8 points for the Royals.
Boy, and this is a familiar scenario. Brown out of the blocks quickly, and another bad pass, a McHenry turnover.
And McHenry tries to cut in back door for that pass underneath, and it's just not working to their efficiency. And Bob Barnett, head coach of McHenry, calls timeout here.
And we're going to keep it here with you. And this, of course, part of the regional action, part of the sectional action that'll go on at Elgin High School. Larkin, of course, being the #1 seed, Paul. But there are a couple other good quality teams that are in that sectional that Larkin will probably run into down the road.
Well, I tell you, there's Rockton Hononegah, the #2 seed right now, and they might be going to, hopefully for us that won't be the case, but they'll be going to the Rockford Metro Center. They're hoping for a big win. A lot of tough teams out of that Rockford area. Of course, our own Elgin High School in the Elgin area. Which Elgin team, though, is going to show up to play the regional game? You've seen 2 different ball clubs throughout the course of the year. Sometimes they come on, they blow you right off the court. Sometimes they come out a little lackadaisical, a little sloppy. It'll be interesting to see Elgin ranked #6 in the sectional tournament. What helps is that it's on their home court for the sectional final.
And there you have a look at McHenry, and they've switched up their defense already. 1-3-1 zone. Palmer lets it fly, and it's short. And a long down court pass to Dadian. He gathers, sets the offense. Dadian hits the three. Stacy Dadian cuts the lead 2-3, 8-5 Larkin on top. Schuler.
Ooh. Nice save. Binion.
Oh, and David Binion takes it to the glass. And it looks like they're trying to extend that perimeter game of the Royals, and it hasn't gotten on track yet.
Well, but Larkin can attack you with so many weapons. It's only a matter of time. Hopefully with that outside shooting, it'll start to happen.
There's that inside pass. Rejected. Hobson has it slapped away.
Nice rejection by Binion.
Schuler. Brown fighting for the inside position. He got hacked as he went up for the board.
It's going to be the first foul against McHenry tonight. It's going to be on Hobson. That's his first, team's first. Larkin will take the ball underneath their own basket.
Hornock. And controlled in there by Bill Hobson. Thus far, McHenry faring better than Larkin's last two opponents in the opening minutes.
Yeah.
Wagner out top, looking for that back door once again. Jumper on the way, in and out for Frank Muse, and here come the Royals. Binion in the corner. Nice pass. It looked like Muse had the block. And they say Brown hit with the body by number 51, Tom Wagner.
For Wagner, that'll be his first, the team's second. Now, I think one thing that helps McHenry is that they played the night prior in a 62-55 victory over Streamwood. So in a sense, they've got the monkey off their back. They've won their first regional game. It's been their first win in 8 years. Larkin, this is their first regional action this year. They still have the monkey on their back. A little bit of pressure on the Larkin Royals right now.
Brown hits both free throws. Looking to inbound. And Dadian looking to get it across the timeline, and does. David Binion up top, a little miscommunication. Larkin forces the turnover.
Dadian didn't know if he was going to go baseline or come back out. Muse thought that he was going to come back out with that one.
The look inside, batted away. And Binion regains control. Palmer off the mark. Schuler fights for the ball, and it's loose. And number 45, Bill Hobson, up strong for the lay-in. 12-7. Larkin on top.
Tell you, McHenry's coming out aggressively here in the early going.
And Larkin not hitting that outside jumper. Not falling for him.
1-3-1 is working.
Schuler lets it fly, and that is off strong. Gathered in by Binion. Oh. And that won't go. Followed by Brown again.
And call it on Brown.
And Wagner and Brown battling inside. Brown gathered a couple in. Wagner had the better position on the third, and Brown whistled for the foul.
They had about 2 or 3 shots offensively at that one. Just wouldn't fall. Even the reverse layup by Binion wouldn't fall. Brown hit with the foul. His first, team second.
Brown knocks it out of bounds. 2:50 left in this first period. Pressure defense. And Dadian looks to bring the ball up. And we have a whistle away from the ball. And it's on McHenry.
It's going to be on Hobson. That's his second, the team's third. Pushing off inside.
And this team doesn't go very deep, Paul. They can't afford to get into too much foul trouble, or they'll be out of this ballgame before they know it. Schuler drives baseline. Oh, Binion just grabbed it and Looked like he threw a baseball pass off the backboard. Gets it to go. 14-7, Larkin on top.
Well, I think Schuler was shocked that baseline was wide open. That's what caused him to miss the shot.
I got to tell you, thus far, this pace has got to favor McHenry. It's turned into a half-court ball game.
Look out.
Larkin and Hornock all the way. Lays it in on the turnover. 16-7, the Royals on top.
You know, the scouting report on the Warriors is the fact that they're awfully slow. They got the size inside. As you can see, they're awfully slow, so maybe a good thing for Kanata to do would be to put some pressure, maybe a press on the inbounds pass. Might tire these guys down a little bit.
Frank Muse turns it over, and some substitutions for McHenry. Number 25, Mark Lindbergh into the game, also Mike Buss. They're still going with that zone, packing it in. Looking for some room. Binion inside. Oh, boy. One step towards the middle, and he throws it down. And that's what they pay to see.
I tell you, though, Kendrick Thomas has to go help him out inside, too. Oh, my.
Oh, Binion clears a glass. Breakout. Brown.
Hello.
Lays it in, and the Royals are running.
Brown with 12.
27. Thomas looking to force another turnover. Less than a minute left, first period. Wagner outside. Rejected. Woo! Oh, and a pass hits Palmer in the back.
I think David came to play.
David's ready tonight.
I think in that game against DeKalb, he didn't score in the first half, as I recall. Binion's doing a heck of a job tonight.
Hornock takes a look at the scoreboard. 25 seconds left in this first quarter. 27, Larkin, and McHenry remains in their zone. Larkin satisfied to play for one here. Binion. And he's such a leaper. He gets up so fast.
5.
And that's going to do it. A late spurt by the Larkin Royals. And they pull out to a 22-7 lead over the McHenry Warriors here at Larkin High School. And we'll be back with second quarter action after this short break.
A radioactive gas has been found in homes in your area. It's called radon, and it's so deadly, it's the second leading cause of lung cancer. High radon levels will expose your family to as much radiation as having literally hundreds of chest x-rays in 1 year. But there is something you can do about it. Call to get your radon test information. Radon, the health hazard in your home that has a simple solution.
Boy, and you know, Paul, we were just saying with only about 2 minutes left in that first quarter that McHenry was in the ball game. They were competing, and then that little spurt took place, and the Royals are in a commanding lead now.
22-7, as you said. Brown with 12, Binion with 8 for the 22 points that Larkin has.
And McHenry looking to cut into that lead.
Larkin,
and that's a travel.
Yeah. I tell you, Larkin with that man defense, it is an aggressive man, and what they do is they step in on the passing lanes, especially inside. You're not going to get a clean inside shot because David Binion with his leaping ability will intimidate you.
And Hobson took the steps. And Schuler inside, short jumper, missed it. Binion on the follow. 2 more inside points. And Kendrick Thomas is going to get whistled for the foul.
You don't want to get a foul way up at the top of the press. Tom Kanata kind of hopefully maybe listening to what we were saying as far as trying to extend that press because it's going to wear out the McHenry Warriors after a while.
And Simpson checks into the ball game for the Royals. Boland brings the ball up. Double teamed out top. Boy, and their hands are everywhere. Oh, here we go.
Hello.
Could be
Poster.
ugly.
Oh!
And he gets hammered. Mark Lindbergh. Man.
I think even Mark's shocked that he got that far higher.
Boy, the fans rose up. Binion rose up. Lindbergh didn't get too high off the ground, but
I'll tell you, Lindbergh touched his hand as he was trying to go in for the slam.
he gets whistled for the foul.
Yep.
Binion will have a couple from the charity stripe.
It's Lindbergh's first, team's fourth.
Binion, a 66% free throw shooter on the year. And he hits them both. And the full court pressure once again for Larkin. Dadian looking for some help. Oh. Boland to Dadian. Schuler on Boland in the corner, takes a step.
And what Larkin's doing defensively is sagging in the middle, forcing that outside shot, and well, that was an air ball. Hello. Oh my.
A little too much there for the Royals, and McHenry on a breakout. And Dadian takes it the length of the court and puts it in. 26-9. The Royals on top.
Nice.
Schuler to Simpson, who puts in the easy two.
That was almost an alley-oop pass.
And here's a turnover. And Thomas lays it in. And McHenry really struggling to get the ball even past the timeline.
Lindbergh's starting to get tired already. Number 25 for McHenry. Comes a sub in.
Turnaround jumper missed by Hobson, but a whistle on the play. And that's going to be an offensive foul, I believe.
That foul's going to be on Wagner. That's his second, the team's fifth. Substitutions come in for McHenry.
Muse checks back into the ball game. Mike Buss. They really like this kid, Mike Buss. 6'4", only a sophomore, and he's got quite a bit of playing time for the Warriors this season.
Oh.
Palmer almost with the turnover. Thomas in the middle. Simpson with the deuce.
Nice tip pass by Thomas.
32-9. McHenry looking to get some offense going. Lindbergh out top.
Call it on Boland, it looks like.
And things are just not going right for the McHenry Warriors.
Boland with the elbow. That's his first, the team's sixth for McHenry.
And it looked like Boland, he wasn't even setting a screen or a pick. I'm not sure what happened on that play. Quick inside pass.
Oh my God.
To Brown, who gets the easy two inside. And Larkin is just picking apart this zone.
And just send one guy underneath the three guys up front for McHenry. It's Katie bar the door.
Brown on the board. Here comes Palmer. Quick pass, Sharik Simpson. And that's going to be an offensive foul.
Sharik with his right elbow right into the chest of Muse. For Simpson, that's his first, the team's fourth.
And they break the pressure. Pass underneath to Buss, and he gets the easy deuce. And McHenry in double digits, 34-11. Back outside. Simpson on the fake, drives the lane, and puts it in with the left hand.
Thus far, McHenry with only 4 points in the quarter. Hello.
Thomas on the breakout. Brown inside. And the soft jumper from 5 feet falls. 38-11.
See, they're forcing McHenry to come in on the lead guy, and then, like Thomas did, pass it back to the trailer.
Jumper on the way, off the mark badly by Boland. Palmer on the breakout. Thomas fouled and counted. Palmer on the nice look, and Paul, this is really getting ugly. Larkin has yet to hit a three-pointer in this ball game, but they're pounding the ball inside effectively, and McHenry is going to burn another timeout. 40-11, Larkin climbing all over the Warriors, and we'll be back after this short break.
I got my tuition paid thanks to EAL.
EAL made it happen for me.
Educational Assistance Limited has helped over 1,000 kids like these get a college education. I'm Peter Roscom. EAL takes your donation of excess business inventory and swaps it for scholarships of like value. EAL. It's a great way for business to lend a hand. Call 708-690-0010.
With U.S. savings bonds and the payroll savings plan, you can save a little or a lot every payday. So make it a habit and watch your savings grow.
And you talked to Coach Bob Burnett before the game, and he was excited about this ball game. His team hadn't had much success in the postseason. Of course, they beat Streamwood the other night to even get here. He's got to be kind of disappointed.
Well, the team was upbeat coming down here on the bus tonight. The point is that how much energy do they have? That was one of the reasons why he only played 7 in the game against Streamwood, trying to rest up as many players as he can because he knew he was in for a dogfight here at Larkin. And the strategy may have been good, it's just not working. I think Larkin's much, much too quick.
Boland in the corner, looking for help, pressured by Brown. And Dadian brings it back to the top of the key and sets the offense. 3:15 left in the first half. And another turnover. Boland regains possession. Nice move. And Frank Muse gets the inside deuce.
Muse averages 12.3 points a ball game. That's his first 2 points of the night.
And Palmer fouled as he cut back door.
It's going to be on Lindbergh. That's his second personal. They're over the limit already, so Palmer's going to the line for 2.
Lindbergh, another young building block on this Warrior team, another sophomore, the 5'8", 165-pound guard.
You know, John, we mentioned before that by McHenry beating Streamwood, as you said, it got the monkey off the back, but I think that may be a detriment in the sense it sapped this energy off this McHenry ball club.
And they do look flat.
Yeah, they're not used to this much pressure.
Palmer, 74% free thrower, knocks them both down, and Binion checks back into the ball game. Palmer will get a rest. And Larkin thus far capitalizing on all their free throws. Haven't missed from the line. Another turnover. And Hornock content to set the offense. And this is a scary sight for any team. Binion, Brown, and Simpson all in the ball game at the same time for the Royals. And if that's not enough, what about Thomas and Hornock?
Well, I know Coach Quarters from DeKalb. We mentioned before the ball game on that ball game, he lost some sleep the night before.
Brown, and that's out of his range a little bit. And McHenry starts up court. 2:30 left first half. Lindbergh, Boland.
So Larkin sags in the middle defensively, forcing that outside shot.
And Dadian. Oof. Misses bad up ahead. Simpson saves, gathered in by the Warriors. And they have a 2-on-1.
Oh!
And the jumper good. Frank Muse. And that's a 3. 43-16 your score.
Oh my. You got to lead him. There's a wide open backdoor play here. If they can get it inside.
You got to believe somebody's going to go up top sooner or later.
Right here, Thomas should cut inside. Nope.
Binion in the corner.
There we go.
And a foul on the little man. You know what amazes me is Binion looks like his pants are falling down all the time. I can't even move half the way he moves when I have my pants pulled up and tightened.
I'm not going to make a comment on that, John.
I mean, this guy really gets up and down the court well.
At least not while we're on the air.
Binion, a 66% shooter from the line, cans the first one. Binion, Sean Palmer, Chris Brown, all selected to the Upstate 8 Conference's first All-Star team. First string, I should say. Palmer was also an honorable mention for the All-State team. Quite an honor for the guard.
I caught Sharik pickpocketing there.
He's whistled for the reach-in.
Yep. It'll be his second, the team's 5th. So it'll be a ball out of bounds. The problem when you're tired, as McHenry is, you're trying those three-point jumpers with the weak legs. You're not going to get the arc that you would need for that three-pointer. Oh
and
my.
Zeismer, who had checked into the ball game, applying the pressure.
First
angle
attempt.
also in. Larkin coming with some fresh bodies. Lindbergh, Dadian on the jumper. Line drive in and out. Zeismer fighting for control, and Muse threw it off his knee. Out of bounds, McHenry retains possession. Under a minute left. Lindbergh looks to inbound. Muse. And he gets the roll.
Muse now with 7.
Junior point guard Greg Hornock.
Lindbergh.
Dadian hits the tray. Stacy Dadian from the corner.
He's putting up
45-21.
He's putting up line drive bricks there. That thing just made it in.
That is a line drive. And then Dadian on the other end of the floor with a quick feet. Hornock whistled for the offensive foul.
That's the 16th foul for Larkin, so it's still ball out of bounds. We got 15 seconds left to go in the half. McHenry has not gone to the charity stripe tonight.
Lindbergh looking to inbound. Miscommunication.
Nice play by Zeismer, though, as he anticipated that pass.
Zeismer able to knock it out of bounds. 13 seconds left. Lindbergh to trigger again. Gets it to Dadian. The pressure defense by the Royals. Three seconds left. Good if it goes. Dadian at the buzzer. Hits the two-point jumper. And as we head into the halftime festivities here at Larkin High School, Larkin on top, a commanding lead, 45-23 over the visiting McHenry Warriors. And we'll be back to recap some of those first half statistics for you and have second half action. Intercable, Channel 6 Sports.
In the Army National Guard Infantry, you run, jump, shoot, climb, sweat, and strain the limits of your physical and mental ability. But you learn to seize control of any situation. And that's something that'll make the rest of your life a whole lot easier. An irresistible feeling from the irresistible force. National Guard.
These are things that are good for you. Things that people do every day. They become habits. Because if they didn't, these things just wouldn't get done. Even something as good for you as saving. Fortunately, there's an easy way to save. Buy U.S. savings bonds through the payroll savings plan at work. Every payday, you save. And the sooner you start, the more you'll save. So make it a habit. Buy U.S. savings bonds.
Boy, and Paul, an exciting half of basketball, especially if you're a Larkin fan. 45-23 the score as we look to the board. And why don't you recap some of that scoring for us in the first half?
Well, it's been all Larkin in the first half. Brown with 16, Binion with 14. You've got Simpson with 6, Thomas with 5, Hornock and Palmer with 2 each. As far as McHenry, they're led in scoring by Dadian with 10, Muse with 7. And then you go down to Hobson with 2, Wagner with 2, and Buss with 2. But it's been all Larkin tonight, and it's been the great defense stepping into the passing lanes, trying to cut off McHenry.
Right.
McHenry not getting that outside shot that they would like to get, and just the run that McHenry's that Larkin's doing tonight, and it's displaying the inside scoring. Binion with 14 and Brown with 16.
And I'll tell you, speak about the inside scoring. Larkin shooting 85% from inside three-point land. They're 0 for 4 from outside the three-point ring, but if you take that inside game, Binion throwing down, Brown going hard to the hole, they're really getting the job done.
Well, that was a good defensive move by McHenry's coach Bob Barnett to try to put that 1-3-1 defense in at the half court to try to force Larkin on the outside. But the problem is when you're tired, you can't get those backdoor cuts. And you've got Thomas cutting in, you got Binion cutting in, you got Simpson cutting in, and there's just too many weapons. And that was the downfall, 45-23.
What's McHenry going to have to do to regroup? They're already done, aren't they?
I think they're already done. Yeah, I think they're just out of the gas. I mean, just look at the guys coming out onto the court here. It's just out of gas. I don't know if they can come back. Larkin's doubled the score on them.
Well, we'll see. And Larkin set to inbound here. Larkin set to inbound here. Set to begin the third period, 45-23, the Royals on top. And here we go. Binion to trigger the action. Schuler inside, tough shot, doesn't go. Brown. And that won't go. And here come the Warriors. And number 45 on the inside basket, Bill Hobson with the easy one. Hornock across the timeline. Binion on the wing. And we're going to get a foul. Stacy Dadian. Whistled for the foul there.
For Dadian, that's his third personal, the team's first, and can't have Dadian get into foul trouble here. For McHenry, that's one more bullet.
Binion gets it knocked away. Dadian chases the loose ball. And Wagner fouled by Schuler.
For Schuler, that's his first, team's first. A senseless foul way out there. We talked about McHenry coming back here second half. I think what Larkin has to do is just keep the tempo on, get through McHenry here in the first game, and wait for the winner coming down the road. It'll either be Crystal Lake Central or Rockford Jefferson as their next opponent on Friday night. And just to keep the tempo up. You don't want to let down here with a 20-point lead.
And Hornock brings the ball up. Binion!
Before the shot, though.
Before the shot.
Yeah.
And they're going to say Hobson got him before he put it up.
It's going to be his third personal, team second.
And Schuler out top, throws it away, and McHenry will take over down by 20. 6:50 left in this third quarter.
What McHenry's got to do to try to get back in this one is just to slow the tempo down if they can.
And Bolin triggers. And through the hands of Tom Wagner, Palmer collects. Schuler on a screen from Binion, kicks it back inside. And Binion hits a little three-footer from the middle of the lane.
Binion with 16.
And Hornock called for the reach-in.
For Hornock, that's his third, team second. You don't want to lose Hornock here. I think what Dominic might want to do maybe in the fourth quarter is to put in some of the bench players to get some experience here in the regional competition.
But he's going to be looking hard at this third quarter. Larkin has a tendency to
tail off.
Yeah, to fall asleep 1 or 2 quarters of ball game. They won't be able to do that down the road. Sean Palmer misses the open J. Dadian looking for help. Quick pass and the nice move. Hobson puts it in.
Well, nobody covered Muse on that cross-court pass here, and that was a wide open feed right underneath the Hobson.
Schuler on the short jumper, in and out. Wagner collects the rebound, and Bolin leads the Warriors. Nice pass, Bolin to Dadian.
Nice quickness by Dadian, he's got 12. Nice feed by Bolin.
And the Larkin lead, 18. Inside, Brown on the turnaround, and he gets the soft roll. Dadian beats the pressure. Dishes off, and a nice move by Hobson. He's got a couple inside baskets early here.
Somebody forgot to tell McHenry that this game's over. It ain't over, according to them. They're still playing hard.
Binion up top, extends the defense, looks inside. Wagner got a hand on the ball, but Palmer still collects and puts it in.
For Palmer, that's his third and fourth point of the night.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
Frank Muse, a second of uncertainty.
They called it on off of Larkin, so it's going to be McHenry ball here, and it looked to me like it went off of Wagner. McHenry
Sure
getting
did.
a break.
.413 left here in the third quarter. Binion on the pressure. They look inside, and Brown picks it off. Binion runs out, and he gets it slapped away. Bolin starts up a 1-on-4, and he decides to slow things up. Dadian dances out top. Hornock fronts him. And they look to Hobson again. And Hobson once again finds a slot and puts down the easy one.
Hobson with 8 in the quarter. What he does is he posts up either to the right or the left. Make sure that the Larkin defender is on his hip and just turns to the basket.
Oh boy. Boom. David Binion throws it down and picks it off. Here we go.
Oh!
And he throws it away.
David looking for Brown underneath. On an alley-oop, and that thing, I don't think Jabbar could have caught that one.
He did one of those two-handed tomahawk jams.
Yeah.
And Wagner with the easy one. .53-35, there you saw the score. Approaching 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Schuler misses bad. Muse gathers, and Dadian brings the ball up. Schuler having an off night shooting on the year. He's at 43% from the field and struggling a little bit this evening.
He's got no points to show for his efforts tonight.
Bolin misses the jumper, and Mr. Binion collects. And Palmer turns back out. allows the rest of the Royals to gather for the offensive effort.
Wise choice. Larkin had a 3-on-5 on that one. Oh, nice play.
And Hornock with the nice look. Hornock led the Upstate 8 in assists during the regular season. Palmer with the nice hands, and Wagner called for the foul, goes over the top.
Wagner, that'll be his third, the team's third.
And Thomas checks back into the ball game. Sean Palmer will get a rest. Larkin by 20. Schuler, and he gets on the board. His foot was on the line. It'll be a deuce, but he's on the scoreboard. And he goes for the ball, and he's going to get whistled for the foul. That was a strong effort.
That'll be Schuler's second personal, the team's third.
Number 13, Bryant Dumas checks into the ballgame for the first time for the Warriors, as well as Mark Lindbergh. And Hornock gets a rest. Palmer back into the ballgame for the Royals. Lindbergh looking for daylight. Inside to Hobson. He tries to pass off. Wagner collects. And Dumas comes out of the gate shooting off the mark. Palmer. Cross court. And Brown misses the easy one. Boy, and it's getting sloppy out there. Thomas collects. This looks like a pickup game.
Yeah. Wise choice. Pull it back out and set it up. Run the play.
And knocked away by Hobson.
Look out.
Binion gathers. Oh! Ouch! David Binion. Number 40 on his third jam. The Royals on another turnover. And they get sloppy. McHenry collects. Lindbergh inside to Hobson and knocked away by Sean Palmer with the quick hands. And some more subs check into the ball game. Mike Buss for the Warriors, Sharik Simpson for the Royals onto the floor. David Binion will get a rest, and with the lead the way it is, you gotta wonder. David could be done for the evening. We'll have to wait and see.
Well, he might see some token action in the fourth quarter just to keep his...
I think they'll probably give him a curtain call, let him come out.
I think so, yeah.
Zeismer also checks in for the Royals. Schuler has a seat. Eric Schultz with the ball in for the Warriors. Inside, Buss went up, and it looked real clean from where we're at.
It did. That's going to be on Palmer. That's his first, team's fourth.
It looks like they signaled that he got him with the body.
Send Buss to the line for two.
And he hits it. Buss, a 60% free thrower on the year for the McHenry Warriors. And the second one is short. Wagner fights for the rebound, and Buss. Somebody gather it. Dumas off the mark. And finally, Simpson gathers it in. Under 30 seconds left, third quarter. 59-36, and Hornock walks the ball up, crosses the timeline. Palmer in the corner. Little shake and bake, tough shot.
Oh!
Palmer gathers his own rebound and sticks it. They're going to have to get this off quick. Lindbergh fires.
Yeah!
Good.
Woo!
Lindbergh hits from half court, banks it off the glass to end the third period. And Larkin on top, 61-39. Fourth quarter action coming your way after this break.
Every woman knows that a good diet, medical care, and exercise can make you look and feel better. It's a good idea at any age. But there comes a time when taking care of yourself is not just for looks. After age 55, a woman's risk of heart attack triples. Find out what you can do today. Call the American Heart Association.
All right, and we're back. And as you just said, Paul, that quarter pretty even.
Yeah, 16-16 as far as points as we go to the fourth.
And McHenry trying to cut into the lead. Buss in the middle on the jumper. Off the mark, kept alive. And Hornock comes out of there with the ball. A little frustration on the face of the Royals.
Well, that was their off quarter. They've controlled this ball game for the first 2 quarters, and they allowed McKinney to play him even.
Hornock drives to the left, and Dumas commits the foul.
And for Dumas, that'll be his first, and it's the team's fourth.
Larkin yet to hit a three-pointer in this contest. And the Royals will retain possession, knocked out of bounds by McHenry. And number 53, Todd Zeit, set to check into the ball game for the McHenry Warriors.
I want to mention that the winner of this ball game plays the winner of the Crystal Lake Central Rockford Jefferson game, also going on at the same time that this one is. Also tonight, Belvedere's at Rockford Guilford, and Cary Grove is at Crystal Lake South in the sectional complex.
Dumas looked right, threw the ball out of bounds left.
As we got time, might as well say congratulations to the Lake Park Lancers in the Friends sectional complex. They beat Elk Grove 74-59. Lancers looking like they're going places.
And as long as we're handing out congratulations, one also goes out to the St. Edward Green Wave. Zeismer on the jumper there. The Green Wave won their regional at Burlington. And they will move on to the sectional at Byron.
An opening round game against Lanark Eastland.
And a fight for the rebound. Hornock once again comes out of there with it. 6:40 left in the ball game. And Simpson gets the inside look, can't control. Thomas on the pick off. Oh. And Simpson lays it in, long down court pass. And Zeismer ends up knocking it out of bounds. Mark Kenswick into the ball game for the Warriors. Coach Barnett trying to get as many of his players involved in this contest as he can.
Ooh!
Boy, that's twice. Todd Zykes had a nice inside move and just can't finish.
I'm going to call the foul on here. It's going to be on McHenry. Looks like number 23, Erkenswick. That'll be his first personal, team's fifth.
And Larkin inbounds, up 65-39. And the crowd kind of settles in. Palmer in the corner.
Oh!
Hornock finishes after Simpson loses the ball driving the lane. Erkenswick tries to beat the pressure. Palmer fronts him. He gets across the timeline. Kendrick Thomas on the pick. Oh!
Right to Simpson.
And he missed the jam. Tom Kanata not too happy either. But Simpson finishes 69-39. Larkin by 30 in this ball game. And he misses the layup.
That might be on Zeismer, it looks like. Yep.
Dumas missed the layup. Zyke fouled as he tried to gather it in, and here come Hobson and Dadian back for the Warriors.
Zeismer, that's his first personal.
Dumez, Bus, take a seat on the bench. And Zeismer knocks that out of bounds. And the Warriors just unable to make that entry pass.
And they're unable to penetrate inside. Zeismer doing a heck of a job inside.
Zeismer with the quick hands. And Simpson on the dribble. That's a scary sight.
Sharik, give it up.
Under 5 minutes left in this ball game. And Simpson gathers his own rebound, and he's fouled on the play.
That's going to be on Dadian. That's his 4th personal foul. That's the team's 6th.
And in this half of the draw in the Elgin Regional Sectional Complex, Rockford, Jefferson, Crystal Lake Central also left. The number 4 seed in this half of the draw, Rockford, Guilford. Then Belvedere also from out west. Another Crystal Lake school, Crystal Lake South, is the number 5 seed. And Cary Grove is also in this half of the draw. And Simpson hits the second.
Simpson now in double figures with 10.
Another balanced attack for the Royals this evening. And Zyke gets the inside hoop to fall. He's on the board.
First 2 points of the quarter for McHenry.
And it took, boy, the 4.5-minute mark.
Yeah.
Zeismer on a nice move. Gets it to fall. Nice look. Dadian looks for room. Can't get it away. Hobson, he can't finish. And Zyke. 73-43, 4 minutes left. Hornock to Simpson. And Engel checked into the ball game. Hornock with the deuce from the corner.
It's like Aspa's going to check into the lineup for Larkin.
And here come the wholesale replacements. 5 players set to check in for McHenry on the next break. Hobson fights for the ball, and he stepped on the line. And here they come. Dumez, Bus, Bolin, Lindbergh, and Muse all check back into the ball game for the Warriors.
Very good, very good, very good, very good.
And number 51 in for Larkin. Charles Asp. Engel brings the ball up. Hornock gets a rest. Here's Asp. And Zeismer gets whistled for over the back, and I don't think Kendrick Thomas is going to be out here a whole lot longer either.
For Zeismer, that's his 2nd personal. That's the team's 6th. Both teams now in the bonus.
And Zeismer comes up with it, up ahead to Engel for the lay-in. Larkin extends the lead. Speaking of Charles Asp, 6'7", a junior center. He figures into the plans next year for the Royals. Lindbergh in and out.
Ooh.
And Mike Buss fouled on the follow-up.
They just called an out of bounds there. They didn't even call a foul. I thought they would.
Right.
I thought they would. He got pounded over the head.
Dumez. In and out. Here comes Engel. Simpson. Sharik Simpson goes baseline and serves up a facial.
They're good. They're good. Serves up a facial.
43-79 Larkin on top. Simpson gets a seat. Thomas gets a seat. Checking in for the Royals, Casey Wagner. And Thomas does stay on the floor. Casey Wagner into the ballgame, a crowd favorite. Bolin. Misses the jumper and angle. Thomas on a breakout. Oh! No! He's 0 for 2 on the jam. Dumas collects. The crowd getting a little restless.
Kendrick wants a jam.
Boland hits the soft jumper. Approaching the 2-minute mark in this ball game. Wagner off the mark. Muse gathers and slows it up. Dumas. And Muse gets the jumper to fall, and the crowd cheering on Casey Wagner, Charles Asp. They want to see these guys get on the scoreboard. Engel looks for help. There's Casey Wagner. Shoot
it.
Looked inside for Thomas, and Boland called for the kick.
Sellers.
Jason Sellers into the ball game, as well as Kevin Soderholm. Thomas takes a seat on the bench. Coach Kanata telling him, I'm going to have to show you how to throw that down after practice.
Zeismer takes a seat on the bench. He played a heck of a ball game tonight off the bench.
He really did.
Good job.
Asp can't get it to fall. Here comes Lindbergh. Dumas, tough shot, and Asp gets a piece of it. Sellers, Soderholm to Engel.
Oh!
And they throw it away. And I don't think too many people have left this ball game. They want to see some of these guys get into the scoring column. 1:15 left in the ball game. (79-47), and Asp picks it off, and he travels.
Well, at least these guys are getting experience, because you never know down the line. As they go through this complex, teams like Rockton staring at you and crosstown rival Elgin staring at you possibly. You want to get as much action as you can from these.
Oh!
Whoa!
And no foul call. There a foul's called. Engel puts it in. I think what they ruled was that Lindbergh had fallen down at this end on his own, and then there was the contact, and they fell on top of him.
Yeah, I didn't see any foul on Lindbergh. I thought he went down, and the guys just fell on top of him.
At the other end, Engel puts in the deuce, and he is fouled under a minute left.
Dumas with his second personal foul.
And here comes number 12 for the Larkin Royals. That's Hansen.
Hansen, right.
Engel. And Mike Ide also onto the floor to play this last minute. Larkin will lose a batch of players next year also. That's why it's also important to get these guys some playing time. And that's short. Gathered in by A. He looks for help. Gets it to Hansen, who did a little shuttle there.
Larkin will advance here to play the winner of Crystal Lake Central Rockford Jefferson.
And we will also have that ball game for you.
Yep.
Picked off. Big Charles Asp. And he gets the soft baby dunk. Puts it in. He's on the scoreboard. Lindbergh for 3. And he hits it.
He's got 2 baskets tonight, both 3-pointers.
Hansen off the mark. Gets his own rebound. They count it down. And that brings us to the end. And the crowd appreciative of the effort. They'll be back on Friday as Larkin advances to the regional finals. Your final, 84-50, the Larkin Royals over the McHenry Warriors. We'll be back to recap the scoring and talk about upcoming programming after this break.
A brand new house. A job he's held for 5 years. A marriage that's lasted 10. Cocaine really is expensive. Look what it almost cost this man. He's getting help at a drug rehabilitation center. They got help from the United Way. All because the United Way got help from you. The United Way. It brings out the best in all of us.
There was a time when people helped their neighbors, and together they built a stronger community. This spirit lives on today in NeighborWorks, a unique partnership of local residents, business, and government leaders. NeighborWorks volunteers have rebuilt over 100,000 homes, restoring pride to millions of neighbors. So help a neighbor and a nation join NeighborWorks, reversing decline, rebuilding pride.
When we move fast. When we hit with irresistible force. Adventure training in the Army National Guard.
And 84-50 the final, and really a thrashing. The Larkin Royals really take it to the McHenry Warriors. You know, Paul, and it really was a balanced attack for Larkin. All their guns, with the exception of one guy, really got into the scoring.
That's true. 84-50, as you said, the final score. With the win, Larkin advances with a record of 24 wins, 3 losses. David Binion leading the scoring with 20 points. Then you have Brown with 18, Simpson with 14. Going down the line here, Palmer with 6, Schuler, as you said, an off night with 2, Harnack with 8. You have Thomas with 5, Zeismer with 4, and Engel with 5 for their total of 84. McHenry with the loss, their season ends, 9 wins, 18 losses on the year. They're led in scoring by Dadian with 12. Then you've got down the line Lindbergh with 6, Bolin with 2, Muse with 9, Hobson with 10, Wagner with 4, Zeich with 4, and Buss with 3 for the total of 50 points. Again, the final 84-50. And as you said, a good thrashing. It was 45-23 at halftime. McHenry played him even up 16-all in the third quarter, but then it just broke loose to the 84-50 final score.
And just too much power in that ball game.
Absolutely.
We saw the inside power and speed. A lot of quickness by the Larkin Royals. Their inside game really dominated tonight. The outside jumper wasn't falling. I don't think they ended up hitting any from three-point land. But the inside game really dominated. A lot of dunks, a lot of easy scores. But they had that third quarter, another quarter where it wasn't exactly a strong effort. They're going to need to gather themselves and play 4 quarters of strong, tight basketball as they advance in this regional and in this sectional.
Absolutely right. You know, I think a key factor, as our statistician is mentioning here, is the free throw line. Larkin did not miss tonight from the free throw line. They were 100% from the field. Another key factor is they kept McHenry off the charity stripe. McHenry only 1 for 2 on the entire night on the charity stripe.
So really a good ball game. We're going to take another short break here, and then when we come back, we're going to have a special guest join us and talk a little bit further about the ball game. Stay with us.
Mom, I'm tired. Can we go home now?
2 months ago, the only job this woman could take was one where she could take her son with her. What do you do when there's no one to watch him but you? She's getting help at a daycare center. They got help from the United Way. All because the United Way got help from you. The United Way. It brings out the best in all of us.
Imagine yourself in an emergency. Your survival depends on fast, accurate treatment. That's why you should depend on Medic Alert. Millions do. An emergency responder's call to Medic Alert tells them your medical conditions, current prescriptions, drug allergies, family, and physicians. Information that could save your life. To learn more, ask your pharmacist or call 1-800-ID-ALERT. That's 1-800-ID-ALERT.
All right, and we're back with one of the stars of the game, David Binion. David, tell us about the game. You guys looked pretty intense out there, had a good team effort.
Yeah, we played real well together, and we got ourselves together and got on the floor and did what we had to do.
Now tell me what some of the keys were for you. The inside game really seemed to be clicking on all cylinders tonight.
Yes, they were. They didn't have much size, and we are a fairly big team, and our inside game really helped us a lot.
Now I got to ask you, when you go up for some of those jams and you're just throwing down and hurting people out there, do you think about that? Is there some creative activity that goes on in your mind, or do you just grab the ball and decide you're going to go strong?
Yeah, I pretty much grab the ball and decide to go strong. That's what I like to do.
Now, what goes through your head when you're up there, you know, say you're above the rim and you're getting ready to throw down on some short guy, you know, that's standing underneath the basket?
Well, just me putting the ball through the hole and looking at the guy afterwards.
Now, this game wasn't really a tough effort for you guys. Most of your games in the Upstate 8 were a lot tougher than the team you faced tonight, the McHenry Warriors. What's it going to take for you guys as you get farther into the regionals and into the sectionals to remain successful?
If we keep our defense and remain playing as a team, we should do very well.
Now, the third quarter tonight, once again, you guys seem to sometimes falter in either the second or the third quarter, and you don't play as strong as you do the other three. Do you think you're eventually going to reach that point where you're going to have to play 4 quarters of strong basketball as you meet these better teams?
Yes, I think we will. We are usually a third quarter team, but as we progress through the tournament, we should get our whole game together.
All right, David, I want to thank you for joining us. You know, you keep this place rocking. The people, I think, pay to come in here and see you and Brown and, well, Tom is trying to throw down. And some of that kind of stuff. So, hey, good luck as the season goes on, all right?
Thanks a lot.
Thanks for joining us. And that's going to bring us to the close of another edition of Channel 6 Basketball, and we want to thank you for joining us, and we're going to follow Larkin as they progress through the regionals into the sectionals, and you can catch it all here right on Channel 6. For Paul Lepic, I'm John Mercure. Thank you for joining us. Good night.